Day 5, everyone. Give it up for day 5. Resident Evil Retribution. Let's go. This is the most crazy, convoluted hodgepodge of mess ever created, with the most amount of original characters just thrown in there haphazardly. So Claire and Chris were straight out scrapped from the script. Just scrapped. Where'd they go? Who knows? Who knows? But Jill's here as an enemy, like in Resident Evil 5. We got Leon here and Ada, of course, because why would Leon not be here without Ada oogling and googling? At least she had the most common sense to just leave him alone and not even talk to him barely. Why'd y'all even have her in here? She served no purpose. Just because they were in some simulation of China, y'all thought that Ada Wong deserved to be in here? Like, she literally had no purpose to be here. No purpose. Served zero purpose. Leon served zero purpose. Like, honestly, Barry is here for some strange reason. Barry? Where's Carlos? Where's Sheva? Don't tell me, oh, Sheva belongs in Africa. Barry belongs in another movie. Jax Briggs didn't belong here either. He belonged to another universe. And I'll talk about Mortal Kombat because it makes another appearance. It makes, y'all got confused. Just say it. If you got confused, just say, honey. Just say so, child. Honestly, I am so disgusted. You thought it couldn't get any worse than 0 out of 10? Just wait until I'm done with this review. I think it's interesting that tons of Resident Evil enemies make an appearance, but you exclude Sheva. There's no reason. Don't give me that crap about she belongs in Africa. Don't. No one give me any crap about anything. Barry's here. If Barry can be here, Sheva could have been here. Carlos should have been in Apocalypse. Don't give me that crap. You just are Anglo-Saxon, and I'm fine with seeing Anglo-Saxons everywhere. Just admit that. Just say yes. But from Resident Evil 5, we got 2 hammer dudes and those flying things that go ee. And then we got this huge liquor that never in the history of Resident Evil games have we ever had a huge liquor to contend with. That's one thing we've never had to contend with. And then I think it's interesting that it's treated like a spider. It's treated like a spider because it grabs some girl and puts her in some web stuff. Like, why didn't you just put spiders in here? Where are the hunters? I don't know if you guys know what you're doing. And then all the zombies run. Did the zombies run in Resident Evil 1? Did you have to jump off a balcony to get away? They actually did. Some of them did. When you shot them down, they became Crimson Heads, which was another reason why it was so good to conserve your ammo for certain things. Because if you killed it, it would come back stronger in 1. But seriously, this is trash. The movie starts off with an annoying synopsis that Alice does in like every movie now. This is Alice. I am blah, 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 blah from the facility in da-da-da-da-da in Umbrella. And like, honestly, like, how many times do we do this? Like, it's a staple at this point. The cinematography is cool, but odd. The first time when we first see it, it's like going backwards and stuff. We don't need that. You could have cut that, literally cut the whole thing out. And we could have started with Alice just coming back from whatever. And then, by the way, she like wakes up like 9 times. Like 9 times. She wakes up like 9 times. Fake her. Okay, let me talk about the characters. We follow 6 different perspectives this time. It just keeps getting bigger. Big is not a good thing in this case. So listen closely now. Alice A, who is our Alice. Alice B, long-haired Alice with a family. Team Alice B, that includes the girl next door, Rain. Team Alice A's Team A, which has Ada, Leon, Barry, and a lot of other people. And then we have the bad guys, including Wesker, but he's pretending to be a good guy. Jill's under Resident Evil 5 Beetle influence, and Hardcore Rain, and others I don't care about. Others just I don't care about. Like, don't. Sorry. I only care about Rain. I think it's hilarious. She was from the very first one, and y'all brought her back because she's the only side character that you even gave us an interest. Like, if there was that line where it shows who's more popular, Rain would be at the top from people that we don't know. We don't know. People that aren't from the games at all, or even side games, anything. Rain is the best, and she was from the first movie, and she dies. So that's why y'all brought her back. Magi dude, I liked him too. I like Day Day. I'm kind of upset that y'all didn't bring back Day Day, but I understand because he had nothing to do. He was just a civilian. He brought back super soldiers. And also, she didn't have no connection to Day Day. Jill had more of a connection to Day Day than anybody. But this is too much. Y'all try to do too much. Like I said, Alice wakes up like 5 times in the first 30 minutes. She fights, which is cool. Her fights always look cool. It's just, why does it have to be her, honestly? And also, she doesn't have no power, so it's interesting that she's doing this. But let's talk about that. I think it's interesting that when she fights like that, she's a Mary Sue to some people. But when Leon fights and does the same thing the same way, he's cool and he's so desirable. Literally, I think y'all just have crush on Leon and literally just get over it. Like, just get over it. First of all, if you want to crush on Leon, okay? Just admit you have a crush on Leon. Stop defending him with your life on Twitter just because I say he's a side character. He is a side character, by the way. Tell me what games he has appeared in. You will tell me Resident Evil 2. You will tell me Resident Evil 4, which is a side game that literally, if Ada wasn't in it, nobody that we knew would be in it. And Krauser doesn't count because Dark Side Chronicles is something that not everyone should have had to play in order to know who Krauser was. Wesker is indirectly in Resident Evil 4, if not for Ada, which she is the vessel for Wesker to even appear in Resident Evil 4. Leon would be alone. So you will say Resident Evil 2, which is when he was introduced, Resident Evil 4, which is insignificant to anybody. Literally, Uroboros is discussed and referenced in later installments more than Las Plagas. So don't tell me that it's got anything to do with the main story. Resident Evil 4 is more of a side story than Code Veronica, and that's where I will stand forever. Forever. No one will tell me differently. You can keep arguing with yourself. You will say Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, which doesn't matter, and Resident Evil 6, which no one cared about because you didn't make us care. You excluded Jill Valentine and Claire for the incels and Rebecca. Rebecca has more to do. I believe Rebecca has more to do with the canon than Leon because she was a part of Bravo team, B for Beta. But still, she was a part of the team. Like, she has more connection to Wesker. Leon is being made every boy's fantasy to sell movies. He's barely in any of these games. He has 3 games to his name. Claire has about 4 or 5. So you need to get real quick. And don't talk about, Revelations is just a side. Code Veronica is just a side. Tell me who's in Code Veronica. Is it Leon? Or is it Chris Redfield, who was in the first game? That actually matters. The first game. If not for the first game, there would have been no second game. There would have been no third game. So, no. I'm going to have to disagree with you. Leon S. Kennedy is not important. He's just made important to make you guys feel special. It's the truth. None of these girls make me feel special. They're not my representation. So, you can come at me with, oh, you're just defending Claire because I don't look like her. I have nothing in common with Claire. She's just cool. That's it, bottom line. Jill, I like that she is into lockpicking and that's her thing and that's her skill. She can hold more than even Chris can. But you guys would only know that if you played the games or knew anything about the lore. You only care about Leon because you just played 4 and you're just hopped up. And you just think he's such a cool, like, Ninja Turtle mixed with a Power Ranger. I can't. I digress. Wesker plays side fiddle to himself. It's strange. He's like ominous, but he's not even threatening. But he's like, I'm trying to be a good guy. Haha. And then the Red Queen returns. This is like one big family reunion. Like Resident Evil 5, literally, you taking things that you ought not be taken from. If you're going to take from it, where is Sheva? I will keep asking that. And there's no excuse. No excuse. I don't know. There is no excuse. I'm not going to be like, don't even put an excuse down there in the comments because I'm not going to even listen to it. There's no excuse to Sheva not to be in here. And you have all these things that you're snatching from Resident Evil 5. There's no reason why Carlos shouldn't have been in Apocalypse. There's no reason why you should have excluded Claire and Chris for Leon S. Kennedy and Barry. I could care less about Barry. But I even thought he was cool in Revelations. Barry was in the first game. He has more significance than Leon S. Kennedy. Get out of here. Y'all are crazy. But I digress. Something happens around the end of this thing that made me laugh hysterically. So not only did you accidentally put Jax Briggs in Resident Evil Apocalypse, but in this movie, you put X-Rays from Mortal Kombat. I think that's hilarious. That's so hilarious. Somebody got it twisted. You got an intern and they were so mad that you didn't want to just play the games yourself. They were like, yeah, in Resident Evil 5, yeah, there's a big liquor. And guess what? Barry's there. Yeah. And I'm not saying this has to be exactly what Resident Evil 5 is, but guess what? If you're going to take all that, you might as well. You might as well. If you're going to take all that crap, you took so much. Stop taking from other people's greatness. Stop taking from other people's greatness. How many times do I have to tell you? Stop taking from other people's greatness. If you're not going to respect it, don't do it. Because this is disrespectful to all of the whole franchise. I'm insulted for them. Like I said, Barry is just placed here. No reason whatsoever. And then Leon. Every time I say his name, I have to say it like that. But Leon is less charming and more sleazy. Even Ada is like, gross, don't touch me. Literally, she's not even like, oh, don't touch me. She's like, don't touch me because you stink. And it's hilarious. And I'm here for it. Speaking of Ada, let's talk about Ada Wong. Okay? So why did you get Ada Wong's voice actress to dub her lines aside an actress that fit her appearance, which is great. This is amazing. This was the best thing you've ever done in your life. But riddle me this, I'm Rumpelstiltskin now. Why didn't you do that with everyone else? Why didn't you do that with everyone else? Allison Court, DC Douglas, Roger Craig Smith. Why not? Why not? Can you not afford them? Maybe you should stop spending so much money on trying to animate this big old huge liquor that no one even, it's never been ever, never. I just want to let you know, never, ever. In history, never, ever. In history, ever. In forever, never, ever, never. In this entire universe, there was never a liquor that big. I'm so sorry to break your heart. I'm so sorry to break your heart. Honestly. But there was no big liquor ever. Why weren't there tyrants? Where are the hunters? The spiders? A snake? Literally anything other than a big old huge, like, what can we do? Oh my goodness. Another liquor. Let's do liquor for the 50th time. Insane. The movie ends literally abruptly, but not soon enough, in a destroyed White House. So I guess Wesker's the president now? I have many questions about this whole movie. Why is anything? Just why is anything? Literally, you can take a frame and then you can make a question. What the crap is this? Like, literally, you can figure something out from that frame. Just think of any frame of that movie and be like, why is this happening? Why did we start with Alice B? Why did we see her go backwards? Why does she have this deaf little girl? Was she born? Is she a clone? Like, why were there so many clones? If you can just make clones, why not make clones of the whole entire, like, human race and just start over? And I'm just losing energy. So horror, it was horrible. It was horrible. Puzzles? No. Backtracking? No. Tyrants? No. Different perspectives? Too many. Zombies, virus, BOWs? Stupid. Corporations? Of course. Gameplay? Not applicable. Continuity? No. Overall story? -5 out of 10. This is a -5 out of 10, just to let you guys know. Negative. It's in the negative now. We are now hitting negative territory. And it exists. It's hilarious. It's sad. I can't believe they wasted all this money. Like, literally, look up how much money this whole crap fiasco cost. And then look at poor people on the street. You literally could be taking people off the street with as much money as you're wasting on these garbage crap movies and shows. And today I still had to defend myself against people talking about, oh, whether you like it or not, Leon is a main character. It's like, you probably don't even know the first game he was even in, so don't talk to me with one follower. If you're on Twitter and you just happen to be that person that has a burner account and you're talking to me, like, just to let you know, I'm not gonna see, and if I do just so happen to look down and see what you said, I'm not gonna reply. You're a burner account. You don't even want anyone to know who you are. It's really ridiculous. I could care less about what you think about what I think. All I did was post 6 reasons why Leon S. Kennedy is a glorified side character, because he is a glorified side character. Claire outranks him in relevance and in how many games she was in. I don't care how many of these animated movies that they make him the main character, kissing up on girls and doing these cool things and having to save the damsels in distress. It's just to make you feel good. It's just to make you e-boys feel good. So just feel good and be happy with that, because they're just forsaking every other character. Jill is better than Chris because she can hold more and she's got a lockpick and she's got these particular things. Chris is strong. That's his thing. That's okay. Yeah. Rebecca, she's a medic. She was a part of Bravo team. She was in like 2 games, 1 movie, because now all of a sudden she's good enough for a movie, but she's still the damsel. She's still the damsel. Went through all that and she's still a damsel. Okay. And then you're going to make her Asian, so you're going to make her dainty. Interesting. That's real interesting. No one said she has to do no uppercuts. All right. If your mind is between 2 extremes, all or nothing, then you don't need to be in this industry. You don't need to be making games. You don't need to be even talking or discussing games. You need to put yourself in some place so you can get right in the head and stop just acting like they're all only 2 extremes. I'm not asking for all the girls to be doing uppercuts on men and talking about girl power. Honestly, I'm not even saying that. Honestly, what I'm saying is stop robbing these women of what they're worth to make these guys feel better. Jill Valentine is very crucial to the Resident Evil franchise, and so is Claire Redfield. Resident Evil Code Veronica should get a remake before Resident Evil 4, which was released about 6+ times already. Resident Evil Code Veronica was released a few times, but guess what? It was in the same generation. It still looks like a boo-boo butt cheeks. So get it together. Done. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I'm so heated with this. I'm so close to being done with these live action movies. I have more fun with the animated movies, but I'm going to have a lot to say about Leon S. Kennedy, because obviously it's not being said enough, because you guys are still on this bandwagon that Leon is better than literally everybody else. Leon's better than Chris. What? Leon wasn't even in the first game. Without the first game, there would have been no second game for Leon S. Kennedy to even come up in our minds at all whatsoever. So just imagine Resident Evil 1 disappearing from this earth. Everything else past it would disappear. So you better thank your lucky stars that Leon S. Kennedy was even allowed to be brought forth before us mortals because of Chris Redfield and Alpha Team. And with that, I'm done.